Being a doctor doesn't really seem like something that would lend itself to a game well. Games I've tried for ages, mostly in the PC simulation space, but the act of trying to diagnose and treat patients is just not all that exciting. On the other hand, there's a subset of doctors, surgeons, that have a profession a bit more readily adaptable. But there was still something missing. How do you simulate the actions that a surgeon might take in the course of a typical surgery? On a PC, you could probably use a mouse and it would be okay, but on the consoles or handhelds, it would be an absolute mess. However, the idea got a shot in the arm with the release of the original DS, a gimmick looking for games that made use of it. And Trauma Center does make great use of the DS touchscreen, tracing along lines to make cuts, drawing circles to zoom in, choosing different tools depending on the situation, all while on a very strict timetable that demands ever more precision and timeliness from the player. It's almost certainly not a very accurate representation of actual surgery, but nobody was really looking for it to be that, and it did achieve the thing that was really crucial. It was part of that early wave of games that proved the touchscreen could be used to create games that would not have been possible on other platforms. But this isn't a Nintendo game, this is an Atlas game, and that becomes clear very quickly. You get maybe 10 or 20 minutes where you can continue to believe that this is going to be a fun little game where you perform pretend surgery on people and there's some small story off to the side. But it surely isn't going to do anything to the gameplay, right? Wrong. Like a lot of games Atlas has made in the past and will, I'm sure, continue to make into the future, Trauma Center is, for lack of a better term, very anime. It's extremely Grey's Anatomy, but without the sexual tension. You spend what's probably most of the time you'll be playing the game reading dialogue between a small cast of doctors and nurses. Of course, those relationships do make their way into the surgery segment, but so does what is probably the game's weirdest aspect, your magical doctor powers, which the game refers to as the healing touch, a power that comes with a great and heavy responsibility. You summon this power by drawing a star on the touchscreen, and it slows time down, allowing you to get more done. It's a gameplay conceit, one that I don't really mind in a mechanical sense, but that I kind of wish would have remained exclusive to gameplay, instead of having reams of dialogue and justification committed to it. But I also just feel that way in general about the entire story of this game. Still, if like me, you want to just skip the story and get to the surgery parts, there's not really anything stopping you. Any mechanics that need to be tutorialized or instructions specific to the surgery in question that you need to have conveyed to you are always contained within the surgeries themselves. You can skip right through the story segments without having to worry about missing anything. And that makes this game much easier to recommend because mechanically speaking, this game is still a showcase for what you can do with touchscreens in gaming. Every Monday, I look at a game that was released at least 10 years ago, what I would consider to be retro, and I see if it's held up, if it's still worth playing now. If you like that idea, be sure to subscribe so you can see the latest videos. If you like this video in particular, be sure to hit that like button, and thanks for watching.